What's up, guys? In today's video I've got some wild hog. It's been marinating for a few days in some Japanese barbecue sauce, and it's the perfect day to make some jerky. Let's get after it.
My name is Matt and I live for moments like these.
Guys, I killed the biggest buck of my life this morning.
I'm far from an expert, but using persistence and a little bit of luck, I'm able to make some pretty cool things happen. I do my best to capture the entire harvest, the kill, the prep, and my favorite part, the meal. Because to me, it's more than a hunt. It's man versus deer.
He is a mass monster. Holy cow.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check out a man versus deer video. I post a lot of hunting videos. I mostly post catch, clean, cook style hunting videos. So if you're into that sort of thing, make sure that you smack the subscribe button and definitely hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any new videos. Today, I've got some wild hog. We're gonna slap it on the smoker. It's been marinating for a few days. I'm gonna show you guys the marinade and how I prepared this. We're gonna put it on the smoker, and at the end of the day, we should have some delicious thin strips of wild hog jerky. It is gonna be fantastic. I can't wait to show you guys how good this turns out. Before I do that though, I'm gonna back up for just a second and show you guys how I got to this point here. Let's do it. We're gonna start this process by using about a half a cup of Japanese barbecue sauce. And if you don't know what that is, I would describe it as like a super good gourmet teriyaki sauce. I knew the second I tasted this that I wanted to utilize it in a jerky recipe, so here we go. I'm then gonna hit it with about a tablespoon of crushed red pepper because you know I like my stuff a little spicy. I'm gonna come right over the top of that with about a tablespoon of minced garlic to add some really good depth to the flavor. We're gonna stir that up and set it to the side. We're working with about a half a hog loin here. I'm gonna take some paper towels and just remove any excess moisture that we don't want in our marinade. And then I'm gonna start slicing that up real nice and thin. I would ideally use a meat slicer for this, but I burnt a lot of my money on rifles and tags and other hunting gear, so brisket and knife will have to do. Take my time, get it as thin as I can, and after that, it's gonna go into a Ziploc bag. Once we get it all sliced up and bagged up, I'm gonna hit it with that marinade. Let all the air out of the bag, and then I'm going to seal it really, really tightly. I'm then just kind of massage all the ingredients and marry them together. And once you get everything nice and mixed up, it's ready to go into the fridge for a couple of days. All right, guys, that brings us to this point here. The only thing we've got to do now is put it on the smoker. I've got my smoker heating up to 175. I'm gonna do a really low smoke. I was actually able to use a brisket knife and get some really thin slices on here. So I think it'll cook fast. I'm gonna use the lowest temp I can, which is 175. We're gonna smoke for most of the day. And about the times these things feel like shoe leather is when I take them out, because they'll harden up a little bit once they fully cool off. But that's enough talking. Let's get this stuff on the smoker. Last step before I put this stuff in the smoker is I'm gonna season it up real nice. I like to season after the marinade because I feel like the seasonings in the marinade penetrate the meat, but a lot of it drips off. And so anything that I want to soak into the meat, I put into the marinade. So like your chili peppers and your barbecue sauce, things like that. Anything I want to be on there afterwards, I mix in afterwards. And what I'm using today is a smoked salt and pepper rub. This one's just from Pit Boss. Very generic rub, but I really like it. It adds a really good flavor. Just basic salt, basic pepper. I'm gonna put it in here, give it a little turn, make sure everything is pretty evenly coated. And I'm gonna go a little bit heavier on this. I like my stuff spicy. So if you don't go as heavy, because that stuff does have actually a little bit of a kick to it. It's not anything crazy, but it does add a little bit of heat. So if you're gonna have some kids and the old lady eating on it, they might gripe a little bit. But we're just gonna make sure everything has a good coating of this. And like I said, I like my stuff seasoned really, really well. And it takes a minute of mixing because all these little thin pieces are kind of balled together. So really get your fingers in there and work that over. I gotta say, I've made a ham out of this hog now. I've made some chops, like pork chops. I've made some breakfast sausage, and now I'm making jerky. And at every turn, I have been impressed with how good this wild hog meat has been. If you guys have a favorite wild hog recipe that you like, make sure you throw that in the comments below. I would love to see what you guys are doing with your wild hog. My favorite so far has probably been the breakfast sausage. Put a lot of sage in that stuff and it just really makes it good. But I've loved it all. It's all been great. Okay, we are now, I love the smoke when it comes rolling out of here. We are now ready to start putting this stuff on the smoker. So, we're just gonna lay it evenly across. All right, guys, we're about 3 hours into our smoke, and that's about the time I need to check the water in this thing. It's a cabinet style smoker. There's fire at the bottom, so there's a little pan to catch the drippings, and if there isn't water in there, it starts to set stuff on fire. Ask me how I know. So I'm gonna open this up. We're gonna check on the status of our jerky. We're gonna put some water in there and continue this cook. I'm gonna flip you around here. Woo! Oh yeah. It's actually feeling pretty close to done, to be honest. I don't think it's got too much longer. Yeah, some of this is getting really, really close. Still got most of my water in there, but I'm gonna top it off. That piece looks really good right there. But it's trucking right along. I would say we're well past the halfway point. I cut these things really, really, really thin. I got a really nice brisket knife and I was actually able to get really good thin slices for once, but I'm gonna guess only 2 more hours on there and that's gonna be done. It's getting to that shoe leather consistency and it'll harden a little bit even after it cools, and so that's right about the perfect time to pull that stuff. So I'm excited. That stuff looks good, it smells good. It's slightly different color than what I'm used to with venison. And I think with pork and teriyaki, those two flavors always marry well together. I think we're in for a treat here, so check back with you about 2 hours. Well, since we got about 2 hours to kill, I don't know of a better way to kill that time than to catch some fish. So me and Easton are gonna see if we can't go catch some fish. We've got about a 1.5 2 acre pond, something like that. Lots of bluegills, some channel cats, a few largemouth, that kind of thing. We're gonna see if we can't kill some time by catching some fish. What's that, Easton?
I almost got second branch.
I seen that back there. Good job getting it untangled, man. Go ahead. Right on the bank. You gotta get farther out than that, buddy. Likely to catch a tadpole.
Why is there wood right here?
I don't know, someone cut it up a long time ago.
I'm gonna kick it off someday.
No, don't do that. Can you take him off, do you think?
Hook him off. I don't want to touch it.
Bring him up here, lift his lip. Can you take the hook out?
I don't know if I could.
Try it. See the, yep, good job. Pull it straight out. Push it back in to where it pops out of his lip.
I can't.
Okay.
You almost got it.
Where's that at right there? Well, his mouth is just little enough I can't get my fingers in there very well. You want to throw him back?
Ah,
Hold him up, East. Oh, there he goes.
Woo!
he did a backflip.
Good job, bud.
All right, guys. My buddy Mark happened to stop by. And if you don't know Mark, it's because every time we try to go out and make a video, we always end up unsuccessful for some reason, which is crazy because Mark is a straight up stone cold killer. In fact, I mostly credit him for teaching me how to turkey hunt, but every time we try to go make a video, like, just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But you're going to see him on the channel at some point. Like, me and him go hunting all the time. Very, very good friend of mine. But he actually stopped by to pick up, this is actually his first buck ever. And the antlers had gotten damaged. He had a mount similar to this, and it fell off the wall. And because that's something I dabble in, I took it home and I fixed it up for him. And he stopped by to pick it up right as the jerky was finishing. So I'm going to involve him in this little taste test here. We're going to pop this smoker open and ready to try some hog jerky?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
definitely.
I didn't make a whole lot of this. It was just basically like half a loin. But
And this is the hog that you killed?
yeah, this is the one that I went out with Dad and made that video about. Bottoms up.
Mm-hmm. I didn't wait a second.
You didn't beat me to it.
I didn't wait a second.
What do you think? Honest thoughts, no hurt feelings.
Just like this, warm, fresh out of there. Some of the best I've ever had. That, like, no doubt, bro. No doubt. That is phenomenal.
I'll turn the camera off and get the real answer here in a second.
You know, it'll be the same.
It feels a little soft right now, but I found that if you pull it off now, it hardens when it gets colder, and it'll be about perfect.
I like this consistency too. And as far as like the comparison to deer venison jerky, there's just not.
Dude, I've ate a lot of this hog now, and a lot of it has been better, as good or better than venison is what I've been telling people.
Yeah.
So I've made a ham, I've made pork chops, I made breakfast sausage, and now this. And it's like, I want to go get more of them. We're going to have to go.
Yeah,
you're going to have to go down with me.
absolutely.
This, well, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. And what a sweet ending it was. I hope that it was educational. Hope that it was informative. More than anything, though, I hope that it made you want to come back and watch another man versus deer video. I post a lot of catch, clean, cook style videos. And in fact, if you want to watch me kill this hog as this video ends, there's going to be a link to a video that says 2 hogs down fast. Watch it. Insanely cool hunt. I go out there with my dad. We harvest 2 hogs, and then we've been cooking all kinds of stuff with it. Also, man versus deer hats and hoodies available via links in the description. So any purchases made from that stuff definitely support the channel. But that's it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to wish you good luck next time you're in the woods.